everyone, it's Danielle with Sisters Under Pressure. I'm coming at you with a video to go over a few features of the Instant Pot and just a real basic water test. So hopefully you're ready, you've got your pot ready, and let's jump right in. So you have your Instant Pot and it's a glorious, fabulous day, and you're going, so what do I do with it? Well, first things first, put it together. Go ahead and pop the insert into the pot. Make sure you give it a good wash, make sure everything's clean before you use it. You have a bunch of different buttons that you're going to slowly but surely familiarize yourself with. You've got in the lid your silicone sealing ring, so you want to make sure that is in there nice and secure. One of the most common problems when things do not seal, when your pot doesn't seal, has to do with this ring and making sure it's nice and secure underneath. If you can kind of see underneath that ring as well. If you have one of the models that has this anti-block shield here, you want to make sure that gets installed. Too clean, that just pops right off. Some of the newer models, I believe they updated, so this looks a little bit different. But let's just pop that right back on there. Super easy. There is this little thing called a condensation collector. The Duo models have these, and I'm going to show you real quickly how to put that on your pot. So right here I'm looking at the very back of the pot. This little thing is just going to slide right in, and then it almost kind of snaps in place. And what that's going to do is it's going to collect any condensation, water, moisture, things like that. It's going to go right down this hole and right into the cup. So very handy to have that. I do not believe the Luxe models have it, but the Duo models do. Another thing to double check, if you have a detachable cord, make sure the cord is plugged in securely. I've even had times where I go, oh my gosh, I panic because my pot didn't turn on. It's just because I didn't fully secure the cord. So do make sure if you have the detachable one that is plugged all the way into your pot. All right, let's jump into the water test. Your instruction manual, I believe, tells you to fill your pot to the line 3. This line 3, that's going to be liters. That is a lot of water. You could fill it up to your 3 down here for your cups, but do also be aware that this is measured in rice measurements. This was something I didn't know, and so what you think is going to be 1 cup in your pot, if you're measuring from the side, that is going to be in rice measurements. So if you're using your regular measuring cup, it's not going to match up with those, so you either kind of have to either pick this measurement or your measuring cup. So I'm going to take 1 cup of water. We're going to start this water test. We're going to go, woohoo, water into the pot. Super duper exciting. But the best thing about this is you're not going to burn anything. You're not going to be scared. It's just water going into the pot. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to take the lid and put this right on. The one thing you want to make sure, there is a little arrow here that matches up. It's really hard to see with a little arrow here. That's how you know that the pot will go on straight. And we go ahead and turn it. Isn't that sound just so fun? Love those sounds. The next thing you want to make sure, pop this little vent here. It's going to be venting here and sealing here. Sealing is what you're going to want to make sure that you do to make sure your pot comes up to pressure. So then we go ahead and come right to the pot. We're going to go ahead, we're going to steam this. We're going to go for 2 minutes. Now if that doesn't say 2, you're just going to use your little plus sign. You can change it. It defaults to whatever your last setting was. So my last setting was only a couple of minutes, so I'm going to do that. And we're going to go ahead. It's going to beep in just a second. When you do this, it's actually going to turn on. And what it's going to do is it's going to be telling you, hey, I need a few minutes to come to pressure. Only 1 cup of water in there is not going to take very long. But this is going to let me know how much water I lose, all of that good stuff during our first initial test. It also gives you a chance to kind of use your pot, kind of get familiar with just how it operates. So we're going to give that a couple of minutes to go ahead and come up to pressure. So our pot is making a little bit of noise. It's getting to the point where it's going to come up to pressure. We're going to know it's fully up to pressure when this little button pops up. Make sure you keep your hands clear. The metal on the top of the pot can get a little bit warm, but you can kind of see there. Ta-da! So it has officially come up to pressure. That means everything in the pot is going to start cooking. It's going to start doing its magic. In just a moment, we're going to see this on screen is actually going to start counting down from the timer. So the 2 minutes that we put on there for the steam will appear there in just a moment. And there we have it. Took about 15-20 seconds to go ahead and switch over to that 2. All right, and there we have it. Our water test is complete. This is going to be the screen that you're going to see whenever one of your meals, any of your dishes are complete. It's actually going to count up, and this is going to be our keep warm setting, which is really awesome. You have two options when things finish. You can do a quick release or a natural release. A natural release is going to be when we let the pressure come down in the pot naturally. That little pin that popped up will pop back down on its own. A quick release is when we're going to manually move the valve, and we're going to make it so it releases all of that pressure all at once. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to do a quick release because it's just fun. Now when you do a quick release, you do want to make sure you steer clear of the valve. Don't put your hand or your face or anything else over it because you're going to have very, 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 very hot steam coming out. I did mention earlier, I said the top of the pot gets warm. I really should have said the top of the pot does get hot, so don't touch that. So I'm going to use the little ladle that came with my Duo 60, and I actually am going to use that to move the valve, and you're going to see it spray upward. You're going to want to make sure you do this either over I can't think of what it is, the fan that goes above your stove, something like that, or not necessarily directly where there's a cabinet right above it, because all that steam and moisture is going to go on whatever is right above it. So I just usually turn my pot a little bit and it just goes straight up. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to see if I can do this and hold the camera. As you can see, all of that steam is going to come out, and that's what's going to be kind of our loss of water. You will find that there's really not a whole lot of loss of water, of liquid, whatever you're cooking with, whether it's broth, whether it's water, anything like that. So otherwise, that is your water test. I know my pot is functioning, everything went well, everything's sealed, and now you're ready to move on to your very first recipe. I'd recommend sticking with something simple. I started with yogurt, I did applesauce, I did frozen chicken breasts, I did fresh chicken breasts. I just kept things really simple until I just started throwing things in there to see what happened. Baby carrots, I did baby carrots, and so those are all great places to start. So you can see right here I've got now my low 2s because now we've been on the 2 minutes keep warm. When I'm done I can turn that off and everything, but let's go ahead, we'll show you just opening it. We're going to make sure we turn that, we get that fabulous sound again. I'm going to open it very carefully. I always am careful because there's still going to be steam. Put my lid right there, and as you can see, let me see if I can grab, it's just a little bit, it's a little bit hot, but you can see there's still water down in there, and so that is going to be I could measure that and see how much water I also lost. So I hope this was helpful. If it was, let us know. If you're looking for some other information, if there's things that would be helpful for you, please let us know. Melissa and I are going to be working really hard on this blog. We're really excited about our Instant Pots, and we can't wait to share more with you. Thank you for watching this video, and have a fabulous day. Woo!